What's up, world? Let me tell you about this beard growth oil I got from 12 tribes on Earth. 8 ounces of oily goodness with a nozzle that prevents sprays and spills, and soft ingredients that make it perfect addition to anyone's morning routine. From coconut to castor, all these oils are hand chosen. After using this herbal blend, the biggest thing I noticed is how soft, how strong my hair was, and how good I feel. Pick up your bottle today and make your beard the star of the show.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Good to see you all. Hope you're doing well. Well, y'all, there's a lot of people online saying they notice every time we are happy or we're celebrating or we're coming together and we're having a good time, there are certain groups of people that don't like it. Imagine that. So they're speaking out, but you know what, y'all? I now reflect back on my life, and I remember being in school and sitting around, and especially in Philly, everybody in my class was black. And I would sit around other black girls in the class, and we sometimes would kind of huddle up and just talk. And I noticed the white teacher always had a problem with it. But me at the time, I thought, okay, maybe she just wants us to pay attention. Nah, I now realize, no, it was not us paying attention. We were focused on each other and not focused on her. And that was a problem, you know? And we know these folks, they all are like that. If they're a Gentile, they got that attitude that you should not be happy. We're supposed to be miserable and sad and somber all the time. And sorry, but we ain't doing that for y'all. You got a problem with it, then you just gonna have to deal with your problem. And folks are noticing it's not just white people, you know, it's all of them that want to harm us. I got a live coming up at 5:45. The Latinos and the Asians want us deported. I thought we had put that to rest and people knew we were citizens and can't be deported. And I was like, how the hell are y'all going to request that we get deported and your asses don't even belong here? What the hell? Okay. So, anyway, y'all, it's disrupted to the class. What, when nothing was going on and the teacher was not even in front of the class? I don't see what were you disrupting. You know, the bottom line is, even when we're just, I've even seen white people walk up when we used to be at the high school games. Now, it didn't happen to me, but I saw it happen to other people. If we're just having too much fun in line, oh, that just disturbs their soul, you know? I guess we're poking the demon too much. So anyway, y'all, look, they had black codes, saying we couldn't even laugh out loud in public. They had black codes. So yeah, so it's always been a tax on us being happy or feeling joy or celebrating. It's always been a problem to these folks. And and here we are with their offspring and they're still just as evil as their forefathers. What can you say? All right. Let me share my screen. Oh, I had a Haitian come. They were upset about me talking about the Supreme Court ruling and they got to get out of here. So they wrote in the comment, this lady, she's terrible, and I'm not subscribing. I was like, it don't matter. Your ass is going to be back over in Haiti. Who cares about? And your chances are, wherever you go, and probably don't even have electricity. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just blocked them. Some butt sore immigrant. Yeah. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you, everybody.
My point today is, well, not today, but at this moment, like, why does Black Joy bother some white people? You ever notice how the group of Black folks, like, they come together laughing, dancing, and just vibing, and suddenly it's labeled as too loud, too ghetto, or too much? Jealous. You know why? Because they couldn't strip that away. And it's surviving. But let's be real, it's not about the volume that's the problem. It's the vibrations, it's the freedom, it's the fact that we can still find joy after centuries of trying to be stripped of who we are. We still make something out of nothing. You understand? See, Black Joy is like disruptive in some people. It challenges, and where we're supposed to be broken and angry and silent, it's like loving, living, and celebrating. So it's not just confusion, it's threatening to a certain group of people.
You know what blows my mind is that racist people don't even understand the thought of just hating Juneteenth as a holiday is literally you being anti-American on top of being anti-Black. The only reason they hate Juneteenth is they don't know nothing about the holiday. They don't know nothing about the day, the significance of it, because even if it wasn't a national holiday, we'll still be celebrating. What they see is that a bunch of Black people are happy and Black Joy pisses them off, when the day is literally based upon all Americans actually being free. But when white people see Black people in America, they can't help but to relate our existence to suffrage and or violence. So when they see us coming together enjoying Juneteenth, you know what their thought is? They're coming to get us. They're trying to take the country over. Because at the end of the day, they don't have community. Their only community in America is based upon racism. That's it. They have only came together as a collective in America in some kind of way due to hatred and or racism. Racism gives them the same kind of joy and dopamine high that it does for us to go to a block party or a cookout. But you have a good day. I'll see you next time. Like, comment, repost for more. They hate Black Joy because they don't understand it. They hate Black Joy because they can't police it. European Americans very well know how they treat Black people in this country, and they also know how other people target Black people in this country. Black Joy doesn't make sense to them because they are sitting around here miserable, and they don't understand how Black people are still able to have a good old time. What bothered slave owners the most back in the day was not their brutality, their beating, their mutilating, their assaulting. No. What bothered slave owners the most back then was that how can these slaves still enjoy their day? That is what bothers slave owners the most. It is written down in their diaries. They cannot comprehend, well, we're hurting these people. How are they able to still enjoy life? They try to study everything about us, but Black Joy, they cannot comprehend it because they don't have the capacity for it. Because they spend so much time dehumanizing other people, but the moment that you do that, you give up your own humanity. It's the devil's deal. They spend most of their childhood around racism, lowbrow comments, disrespectful jokes. Their fun is surrounded by racism. Their fun is surrounded by suffrage. Nor do they have a collective community outside of bigoted behavior. So Black Joy doesn't make sense to them because they believe that since they have more in this country, that they should be the ones that's happy. And anybody who has less should be the ones that's actually suffering.
Did you know that Black people were prohibited from showing public affection or any behavior that might offend white people? It could quite literally lead to harassment and or arrest just for simply having conversation or experiencing any type of joy. Mind you, this was after slavery was abolished. and during the Jim Crow era, when there was legalized segregation, right? When we were still not even considered as people, human beings, we were still written into the Constitution as chattel property. Yes, they had slave codes that prioritized social control, which prohibited Black people from gathering in groups larger than 5 without a white person present. Vagrancy Act of 1866 was used to quite literally arrest Black people for idleness, just having a presence in public, being idle, just standing. It be you pickaninnies that get on here and try to police other Black folks on experiencing joy. It is ridiculous, because I don't give a damn if it was Hennessy or it was motherfucking Pepsi, bitch. If we want to scream at the top of our lungs because we're experiencing our Black joy that was taken away from us and we were quite literally murdered for it, bitch, we're gonna do it. It's sickening how some of y'all pander to these Caucasian people. You're embarrassed? We're embarrassing? Why are we embarrassing? What's embarrassing about us experiencing joy about something? They experienced joy by fucking beating us, hanging us, lynching us. It was a sport for them. Huh? So we can't experience joy because we want to crack a bottle of Hennessy that got a new flavor? Bitch, fuck out of here. Bye, TikTok.
All right, racists, let's talk about your distaste for Black joy. Racist America fumes at the sight of happiness, especially when that person smiling is Black. It's as if this country specializes in anger Olympics. Being a little too happy disturbs the patriotism. 3 or more laughs in one place is like being investigated by a mall cop. I'm gonna need to see some ID. Because deep down, they believe that pain is the only state that Black Indigenous people are allowed to live in. Black people start laughing too loud at their cousin's cookout. They throw on some Frankie Beverly. They start dancing with their auntie in a sundress while the ribs are sizzling. Instantly, their lives are in danger. It's like watching a perfect example of a case study on people who have a problem with control. It's like their obsession isn't just with control, it's like with the optics of it as well. They want to be seen as dominant in the space because they seem to disappear when there is Black joy. When you throw your graduation cap in the air, surrounded by your entire family in matching t-shirts, they don't see achievement, they see defiance. Because in their minds, success was never Black people's storyline. The truth is, Black joy is a glitch in the racist lies that they feed themselves. They built a whole myth of superiority that only works if you're miserable, delusional, insecure, jealous, and mediocre. When Black people shift the world with their joy and laughter, the racist's entire self-image starts to crack. This is why racists gatekeep golf courses, ban urban dress codes, side-eye loud laughter, and call the cops when the music's just a little too bassy. The unnecessary hate and determination to ruin Black people's happiness is a disease, a brain-eating amoeba that siphons the cognition out of America's privileged society. And what hurts the most is that happiness and Black joy is more infectious.
Can I just say, with the whole, oh, they've been ghetto in Baton Rouge at their graduation, it's almost like they didn't ask you to participate. It's almost like the gag is y'all want a damn cookout pass so bad, even though they don't really exist. Y'all want to be a part of the club so damn bad, but are quick to call stuff ghetto. Y'all make fun of it, but y'all really want it in private. You covet it. You envy it. And that's why, sorry, not sorry, every time Black people, y'all see Black people celebrating themselves, you want a piece of the pie too. Like, it is crazy, like, knowing I've taken everything from you, but I still kind of want, like, why are you still happy? Why are you still joyous, dear Black people? And you want to take that too. It's just real weird to me. Really weird.
I've been coming across videos on this app of people graduating, particularly Black people, Black young people graduating, and when they go up to receive their diploma or their degree, they stroll or they do whatever trendy TikTok dance. And the craziest part about those videos are the comments. The comments are insane. It's like racism is normalized on this app, and I've never seen it so normalized on this app ever. Like, the comments will literally be like, ashamed of nothing, offended by everything, contributes nothing. And I just have to boil it down to people not liking Black joy. Like, y'all hate to see Black people be joyous. Y'all hate to see Black people celebrate, especially celebrating an accomplishment like graduating from college. Like, why wouldn't you dance? Black people have always celebrated differently. We've always celebrated in our own way. Of course, it's not going to look like how you celebrate. And so with that being said, my question to everybody who has a problem with the graduates dancing and doing whatever, like, what are you going to do about it? What exactly are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Other than get up here, type behind a phone screen, a keyboard, whatever, what are you physically going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Are you going to find a random HBCU graduation and then pew pew place? Because that's what your comments are giving. Like that's what your comments are giving. So if you're not going to do anything about it, shut up. But this is the internet, so obviously none of you will actually shut up because the internet is a cesspool of just whatever. But yeah, keep your comments, I guess, on this app and behind the screen from user 668997878484138. But to my Black graduates, congratulations. Keep dancing. You deserve it. Keep celebrating. Don't let these people steal your joy or your shine.
So I'm scrolling on TikTok, and lately I've been seeing a whole bunch of graduation videos, and it's Black graduations, and we know what a Black graduation. The people that know. My thing is, the comments look like this. Why the fuck are y'all so mad? And see, when I say Black people be happy and be joyous, because it is a radical act, and it pisses white people off when we're fucking happy, because they're so fucking sad because we're on the forefront of their fucking minds every day. Yeah, they don't have a life because we're on the forefront of their minds every pressing, waking moment. Do you understand this? And it is like, before I used to be like, oh my gosh, like it's annoying. It's fatigue. It causes fatigue, but it's tiring. Y'all are just tired. This old tired narrative that y'all continue to try and hold on to. Like, unloose the grip. Let it go. It's over. Like, yeah, and like, it's sad above all else. It's so sad that when I really sit there and think about it, a lot of y'all don't live a full life because y'all are so worried about what somebody else is doing that they ain't got shit to do with you. Like, why is Black people celebrating graduation? Like, y'all be like, oh my God, they're doing too much. If they're doing too much, you could have scrolled. First of all, you curate your For You page. So why the fuck are Black graduations popping up on your page? If that's something that you don't fuck with, if Black people are something that you don't fuck with. But see, people don't realize your algorithm is created by you. Yes, they'll recommend a few things, but you created. So that means you was looking at it. What is so like, and then the thing is frustrating because if y'all want to be all, they be like, oh, no class. Y'all don't understand. Yes, graduation is cool. Not many people make it to graduation. You don't understand the trials and tribulations that people deal with to get that degree, okay? And if people want to celebrate, why the fuck not? You work hard for 4 years to have 10 seconds of celebrations. Talk about why we can't celebrate after. And we gonna celebrate after, but we gonna celebrate during too. I'm sorry that y'all gotta stick up y'all ass and y'all ain't allowed to do a little dancing. Just enjoy yourself and enjoy life and celebrate the things that you work hard for in the way that you want to. Y'all want to be the celebration police. Get the fuck on my face. Y'all white racist motherfuckers. I'm sad. Very sad. I pity you. There was an overwhelming amount of racist rhetoric that was in those comments of those videos. There were people making stitches and saying, oh, 65% of the graduating class can't even read, without even looking at the context, looking at the high school. Actually, they have a 98% graduation rate at that. And then on top of that, you don't even know how to read because you don't understand what proficiency means, my guy. And then on top of that, it's the fact that people were saying, oh, they just graduated, they barely made it, there was no child left behind. Literally, most of the class had on chords. But because y'all don't understand what chords are, and to graduate with honors because y'all never fucking had any, y'all don't even realize that. They graduated with honors.
I got a question. Why is it that white people be shocked when they see a joyful and gleeful Black person? It's like by default, they be wanting our lives to be like the movie The Help. And then when it's something positive or you just see someone smiling or whatever, they be literally like, shit, I don't get it. This is why it's super important for us to have more visibility in the arts, especially when it comes to television and movie production, because these movies have been conditioning people to think that our lives are super miserable. And it's the complete opposite. And even in those movies, even in our darkest times, what most people don't know is that Black people gonna find a way to laugh and make a moment out of nothing. You know what I mean? By default, like that's just our human nature. That's something that is priceless or can never be taken away from us. So y'all gotta like catch up. It's not the 1940s somewhere. Come on, y'all.
I don't think white people experience nearly as much joy as Black people do. And I don't believe that the joy they experience is nearly as palpable, as beautiful, and as profound as Black joy. And I think that that is one of the main reasons why they can't stand our asses. It's because despite them setting up society to benefit them the most,
First of all, I don't have time to be worrying about or looking at what a whole different group is doing all the time. But see, these folks are raised to believe they have the right to police us. That's the root of them always chiming in to everything that don't even have anything to do with them. And, it's bad enough they do that. Then they want to act like their opinion is the most important one in the comment section. That's why I used to block them and delete everything they put in my comment section. No, you ain't gonna come here and try to prioritize yourself like you something, what you saying that's more important than what the other 100 people are saying in the comment. If you don't get out of here. So yeah, they are miserable. They are. And just look at the videos that they have been putting out lately, crying because they can't pay their rent. They can't afford gas. They can't afford food. Crying because they've been unemployed for the last 2, 3 years and not getting a call back for a job, which is crazy to me because they always got preferential treatment over even us, even when they weren't qualified for jobs. But we always told them whatever happens to us eventually, it's going to happen to you. And I guess y'all just didn't want to believe it. But yes, anytime if we are happy about something and they get upset or they try to come over and break up the fun, just like that guy that fired on a family reunion. A family reunion, how can that be any threat to you? But that laughter and the fun and the music and everything they were doing upset him so bad he had to go home and get an assault rifle. But y'all, these people are beyond sick. And it just goes to show you, they try to normalize themselves, but there is nothing normal about these folks, for real. There is nothing normal about them. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. And I do have more lives coming up. My next one is starting in January of 2027. Before any of us can get on to the internet, we have to provide ID. Starting in 2027, I believe January 1st. So, which is absolutely crazy. To me, it's just another way of the government having our information so they can ID us or have us placed in some database. You know what I mean? It's just a sneaky way of doing it. Yes, we'll get into that at 3:45. Yes, they're going to require everybody to provide ID. You're going to have to upload your ID in order to be on the internet. So y'all, I will see you at 3:45. Have a wonderful afternoon. Shalom, family.